either the sex wasn't good or it was something about it that your body was not accepting of. And I am big for, if the kitty ain't purring, baby, if it ain't like jump me before, during, after, it ain't right. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about season 20 of Married at First Sight. We are discussing episodes 4, 5, and 6, and there is a lot to talk about, okay? I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode, make sure you make sure you subscribe, and hype us up. Be in the comments. Let us know your thoughts, because we learn more information, but then we also have different views of the different couples. Like, stuff flipped around a little bit on some of these couples. Yeah, but what ain't changed is Nikki and Sean.
Yeah. And let me tell you, I am diving into my opinion of Nikki is made for reality TV. That girl is hilarious. Okay? I'm sorry. She really is. Like, she be so quick with it. But let's get into them. Where you want to start with them?
I mean, it's just like, so first I want to acknowledge this. The commenters is like, yes, girl, she didn't realize that that was her husband. And I guess my brain just blocked it out, because I'm like, why didn't she realize this? I don't understand. But anywho, she saw that man and he could not be. And she continues to not see it, but try, and kudos to her for trying. But she's very clear with this man. Back the fuck up, okay? She's very clear with him all the time. Like, so it's like,
Yeah. And there was some parts I was like, okay, she seems a little giddy. Like, she seems like she's getting into it. Mm-hmm. They were holding hands and they talked about, yes, kissing is going on. But I don't know. I'm like I said, Nikki is hilarious, because when she was like, they were talking about their first impressions when they got down the aisle, mm-hmm. and she said, oh, this beautiful family of ours. He was like, I thought you were going to say beautiful man. Yeah, and she was like, yeah. I was like, look at his confidence. I was like, she's...
Yeah.
The girl is hilarious. I don't know. I'm like, give me all of the doses of Nikki, please. Yeah. Every single time they're not on the screen, I'm like, put them back on the screen. But yeah, no, she's still not feeling it.
Yeah. And then she communicated to him this time about the sexual chemistry that's missing. Yes. And he gonna be like, girl, you like. I'm like, see, this is why you can't save some people, because bruh, no, she's not.
Yeah. But I mean, it's something that's hard to hear, but I feel like in an experience like this, or like Love is Blind, right? Like, it's the number one thing that you are wondering, because I didn't get to meet you like this. We weren't paired because we wanted to be paired. We're paired because the matchmakers felt like there was something here. And so it's like you're trying to lean into the idea of they put us together for a reason. But that reason is not translating into a sexual or romantic connection. But he was like, I wasn't taking that your kisses and whatnot was you exploring. And he said, I'm going to need you to figure out a way to get that together. I trust that you, as my wife, is going to figure out a way where we can bridge this gap. She like, okay. And I mean, in the back of my head, I was like, what can she say to that? Because it's like, if you're going to decide to still be here, are you going to work on it? It's pretty much what he was saying.
But I think she's saying, yeah, that's what the hell the kisses are for. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work on I'm trying to explore. That's what she said. So like, he tried to flip that around on her, and I was like, no, she's being honest with you. Like, I don't think she has to right out the gate at the altar, what she wanted to say at the altar, like, yeah, no, the sexual chemistry is not here. You would have been like, save it. You would have had some comments for her then, So I feel like what they on day 4, I think, around the time when she said it to him. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good space. He acted like she did him wrong. You were not being honest. Did he say something like she was lying? Did he say that? Like,
no, he just said he wasn't under the impression that.
But he said something about her being, like, on her part being, I thought, not genuine or open or honest or something like that. That's what I thought I heard him say. Something along and I'm like, lines. Don't do that, because day 4 is being open, honest. Like, stop, right?
Yeah, but it is. And it's also like, you know, just pump the brakes a little bit. It'd be one thing if you guys were both all in, but you're not. So now you have to figure out a way to either bridge that gap together, or I felt like it would have been a good time to ask her, like, well, what would you like to see from me, or what would make you feel a little bit more attracted to me? I feel like that would have been a different
picture. Like, what is he gonna say to that? Like, you know what I'm saying? What could make you feel more attracted when you're not attracted, other than there is just something in you that's gonna come out, and I'll see it and I'll be like, whew, that did it for me. That did it for me. But it's not, I don't know. Look.
I was surprised though that he was taking all of those things as like she's attracted, because I feel like there's been so much to show that she's not attracted, right? And then he's like giving all these things that he needs, like a little pat on the butt, a rub on the head, you know, and I'm like, but those things aren't present because she's not attracted to you, right? Like, and even if it was this idea of just being a slow burn, she's not there yet, and so you are expressing your needs very early on, and it's, again, it goes back to, it's only been 4 days, and so you do kind of have to just wait and see, or at least ask her, like, again, what would it take, or when, but you know, he didn't know, and it was most definitely an ego hit to him the way he responded.
Yeah. And I just think overall, we all know this they argue too much. They argue too much for this to be.
Yeah. Yeah. She was very clear. I loved how clear.
Him, okay.
Yeah, it was.
It was over the moment she saw him.
I was trying to figure out, are they not allowed to just say, you know what, this is done, and leave the experience early? Because I'm like, why are they even trying
this shit? Yes. I mean,
why are they even trying?
I wrote down in my notes, I was like, Nikki does seem way more willing to give this a try. And I think that that's commendable. And I do think that if you go through this experience, like, give it a try. I don't objectively think that Sean is actually bad looking. Personally,
I don't think so either. I don't think he has a terrible body either.
Yeah, she called him a dad bod. It is a dad bod, but it's more like, that's if you got a husband, like, I mean, what is he, like 48? He's given in the 50s though. Like, if you have someone that's in up there in age, right, and this is their body when they up there in age, I'd be like, this decent, you know, this decent. Mm-hmm.
But also, he at the point where if he wanted to get in shape, it would only take him a few months. Like, he ain't far out of range. You know what I'm saying? A few crunches, a month of a diet, what he got gonna melt right on off. He not bad looking at all. Like,
right. But the height is the killer for him. It always will be, because let this man have been 6 foot something with the same exact look. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it would be a different story, I think, personally. But also his insides very, very like critical, or like defensive. That's the best term for it, like defensive. And when she's very smart, because she sees what he's doing, and she's like, yeah, no. You don't need to try to defend or whatever she said. You need to understand. You know what I'm saying? He coming with the shit, and she like, boom, no, stop that. And so she backs him up at every turn. And when I think a lot of the times he's saying things that sound logical, but it's like, yeah, no, we're not going down that little rabbit hole that you're trying to send us down. Like, stay with the point. Stay with what we're talking about. With, you know, my issue that I'm raising. And so I do think that at the end of the day, them personalities, he keep talking about 2 moons, 2 suns. Like,
but yeah, to y'all, the two sons in the room. When he said that, I was like, I wrote down, baby, you might want to stop speaking in the metaphors and the presidential talk, because that is what's not landing well with her, like whatsoever. She wants to feel like there's a human connection here, and the human connection is what's going to make her attracted to you.
Yeah.
So it's like you have the opportunity, but you keep coming with this. And what are the actual actions that mean that you have changed? What are the this and what is the this and what are you looking for? And I also like that I forgot what the question was. It was something that started their conversation about their first relationship. And she said, I like how you asked me this question, because it's like sometimes you need examples. Like, I told you what I don't like, but I'm also going to tell you what I do like. But yeah, he definitely, when he asked that initial question when they were at the pool and they got into that first little argument, and then even the other ones where he's like going back and forth with her, cutting her off, I'm like, but this isn't the debate room. This isn't the podium. Like, you need to like chill out just a bit, a bit.
Yeah, she cuts him off too, though. But at the same time, as a part of being a woman, okay, these men just got to deal with it. So
I do let it slide a little bit more on the women's side, because I ain't biased, even though I know it's not.
But what you just said made me think of like what I was trying to say, was she sees him and she's like, yeah, no. When she said to him, like, you're in your head, or she said to somebody else, I think, in describing him, she was like, he's in his head and he's not dealing in his heart with like how he interacts with me. When you were saying he needs to deal with her like a human being, I'm like, yeah, she be clocking him. She clocks the issues, and and he logically responds to her. Like, he doesn't, what he says doesn't not make sense. But also, it kind of it's all logic, no reality in it, if that makes sense.
It's not. It's also just like not the most authentic.
Yes.
Way to respond. I feel like there is still like he might be leading a little bit with the insecurities, and probably even more now that she has said, she's not attracted to him. I did agree with her a little bit that possibly I didn't see exactly all the interactions, or we didn't see exactly all the interactions, but when she said it feels like he's trying to humble me a little bit, like that happens, I think, in dating a lot when you have a very strong woman in front of you, a woman who can speak well, who can, express clearly what it is that she wants and doesn't want. And so
if you're an insecure man, or if you're a man who is not in his, like, you think it happens with all men? Yeah. Oh, okay.
No, I don't think not all men. I'm saying I was saying I think it happens a lot in dating, where men feel like they have to humble a woman for one reason or the other, because a woman can be superior in some ways, and they can see that as not so great for them. I'm saying I didn't see necessarily those moments in their interactions, because I feel like he's been very consistent with how he defends himself in conversation and responds in conversations. But when she said it, I believed her. There probably has been some other stuff going on that we haven't seen, where it's giving her that view.
No, I agree. Anything else on them, or are we?
No. I also like that she said that he's been like a spiritual center for them. I think that's nice. I think really? Even though really, I was a little surprised myself. But I like that she is able to tell him what she likes. Like, I think that's important when you are expressing there's something that's not 100% on with us. So yeah, like I said, she's reality TV gold. I love it. But yeah, you want to move on to Mecca and Bella?
Yes, and sir, not you saying she's more attractive, buddy. I was with Mecca, like, let me fall all the way back. Let me, even as a fan watching you, buddy, I was rooting for y'all. I'm still rooting for them. But I want to fall back because, bro, I got to see a little bit more. Like, what would make you out your mouth say something like that? And for a second, I was like, is he joking? Is there a ha-ha, he coming at the end of this? Maybe they cut it out. But I'm like, I ain't like that.
Yeah, I was, when I heard it, and then he was asking or like just talking more, I was like, he is not expressing what he wants to express in this moment. I don't think he was trying to say outright blatantly, you find me more attractive than I find you attractive, right? Like in terms of liking you, sexual intimacy, whatever. What I think what he was using it as like an ego gauge almost to see how much she is into him, because he is in his head about whether or not he is doing too much, whether or not she likes things, even though she gave him the pass to like be all out. He had said like, I don't want to come off as, you know, I forgot exactly what he said, but he said pretty much he does not want to do something and then get rejected. I feel like he is leading with this pessimistic, insecure mindset that he has about someone liking him. And I think that's what made him ask that question. I don't think he was necessarily saying like, you think I'm better looking than I think you're better looking. I don't think he was like objectively saying that. I think he was almost using it as like a, where is she in terms of how much she likes me, and like, I need to come off a little bit like hard to get so that she can feel, or am I, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was what he said.
I mean, I could see that as being the motivation. It sounds like that's what you're saying, like the motivation for him making the statement. But he said it. He said what he said. But I do think I agree that it could be. I'm not sure if it was or wasn't the reason just yet, because I'm having a little bit of a hard time understanding, engaging him as far as attraction as well. I think what needs to happen, and did they sit down with the therapist yet or no? The experts?
No,
I don't think we saw their experts sit down. Yeah, but it's coming. And so I think what needs to happen in the experts sit down is that they need, if what you're saying is what's going on with him, right, which is plausible, they need to get on the same page about what's going on, because it's going to, the way they're both trying to operate is going to reinforce the other's worst fears. Because like,
right.
Beljalie said she want him to lead, so she liked to sit a little bit back. She liked him to be the, you know, pursuer. And so with him, he's all in his head, am I doing too much? You get what I'm saying? And so if this conversation caused her to pull back, then he gonna be like, oh, and they're just gonna pull back and back. But I think she does need to pull back because yeah, like, but I also think that there needs to be communication, and where the ego isn't the thing that is hearing the words or saying the words, you know. The ego is speaking and hearing for him for sure, and for her too, in terms of how she's hearing it, because the fact that she wants him to lead is I don't know, I think it's an ego thing as well. It's a woman thing, because I like a man to lead too, but also it's a make it safe for me to not feel like I'm in this by myself. Make me feel wanted. Make me feel, that's why you want them to lead in those encounters, because you want to feel like, hey, you're feeling me, and I wanna feel like that. And so it's slightly in the ego, but not. It's not a bad thing.
It ain't all the way in there like his, for sure. I think
it's different
it
levels.
Feels good. I think it feels good for us as women to know that we are desired, but I don't think it's like, because she made it known at the same time, you know, and she even leaned, when they were on the boat, she made it known, and then she even leaned in for the kiss. So it doesn't seem like she's like, oh, my ego is too big where I can't show you and tell you what I want. You know what
I think
I'm
saying? I'm using the wrong words to describe what I'm trying to say, but like, it's something in, I feel like, the ego family, but it's something like, I'm not trying to say it's like the way his is, but I'm trying to say there's something, maybe vulnerability, like, is what I'm trying to hint at. The ego is sometimes covering a lack of vulnerability in wanting him to lead. There is not necessarily a lack of vulnerability, but like a desire to not be that vulnerable in that way and receive more first, if that makes sense.
Yeah, also, I mean, I hear what you're saying. I just don't. I don't see it that way, because, like I said, like, she's saying she wants it, and she's letting it known, and she's also initiating, right? I think she's doing just enough, like I said, because she said it, and she leaned in for the kiss at the same time. So I feel like it was I think Bella, I like Bella. I like her personality.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
she's very rooted.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she has an issue with being vulnerable. You can tell she's done a lot of work on herself. Like even this thing like with her father, the way she spoke about it versus the way Mecca talks about the absence of his mother, like it's just different. They're on a different wavelength for sure. And I am worried about his lack of emotional intelligence. And because he's so ego driven with this, how this is going to play out for them. And I love when, you know, they were talking about their parents and how that impacted them. And, you know, she said, I can't fill that void for you. I can help you soothe it, but I can't feel it for you. And I think if it was Mecca just speaking, he would be looking for somebody to fill that void, you know, because he has not maybe done all the work that he can on that. And then, of course, like we've seen with Mecca's father and just some of the things that, you know, he said in the last batch of episodes, it's like, where is he with his confidence?
I actually,
which I think showed up in this 80 to 150 conversation.
Yeah, like, I was like that it feels like that's some of the dad influence. We're waiting for the shoe to drop for like, what's the dad influence? And I think that some of the ways that the dad talked with him during the wedding episodes, right? It gives that he's very, I don't want to say transactional in the sense of like, this for this. It seems like his life advice is like, if she do this, he's trying to give him a way to read the tea leaves that's very like, I don't know how to explain it. Like,
yeah,
it's like,
yeah, it's like if she does this, then it means this, right?
Yeah,
and so I think the fact that she,
that's what's happening with this whole thing of attraction or whatever. If what you're saying is what he was intending. I really
do think it's that, because it was something about the fact that she didn't kiss him that first night that he kept ruminating over, right? Like, we saw a few conversations about it. He's talking to the bros about it. He's talking to dad about it. He's talking about it in confessionals. And now it's spilling over into the honeymoon where he's like, I don't want to be rejected. I don't want to do too much. And so he's asking her, like, do you feel like one is more attractive to the other? And maybe that's something he has experienced where he feels like he's always the person to like the woman more than they like him back, because it ends up in him being rejected or not being fully accepted, like he said in his intro package. And so that's why when he said it, because I saw a clip of it, I was like, what in the world? Before I had watched the episode, I was like, not the social media spoiling it for me. But when I sat down and I watched it, I was like, he ain't saying it like, you think I am better looking than I think. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's what he was saying whatsoever. I think that was a poor way of communicating, I'm scared.
And I do think that could be. I really do. I 1,000% do. It's just the words he used and the way he kept describing. It just was like, what's happening? Like, the only way I could think that, because he said 150 and I'm at 80. And then he said 80, and he said 60. And I'm like, is he trying to make a joke? And if he's trying to make a joke, then that mirrors what you're saying, mirrors perfectly. I feel like he's using this joke as cover for this thing that you're saying. But if he really is out his mouth saying this is where I gauge our attraction level, then he's saying that. But at the same time, I do agree with you. I'm not even trying to say it's not. I do agree with you. There's something about it. But I guess he did say what he said. So I'm trying to hold what he said.
I also don't even think it's a joke. I don't think he was joking. I think he just did not know how to communicate what it was that he was trying to say. And he's very, let me not use very, because very makes it so strong, but he has a tendency to be a little negative and pessimistic. Like, there were a lot of times that Bella had to reframe what he was saying. He was talking about already leaving, and she like, I'm not chasing after you. He didn't necessarily respond well to that. And she was like, well, we need to back up. And why are you even walking away anyways? Or even when he was like, I don't want this to, crash and burn. And she like, why are we putting that out in the air? You know what I'm saying? Like, he needs a lot of redirection and reframing. And he's not just saying straight up, like, I have these vulnerabilities and I am scared. Like, and this has been my dating experience. So he ain't been saying nothing like straight. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, and it's not even in the form of Sometimes it's in the form of a joke, but I don't even think he was necessarily joking here. I think he's constantly trying to gauge where he's at. And because he's constantly trying to gauge where he's at, he's not seeing the realities of, no, this woman just said, do more. No, this woman is constantly complimenting me. This woman is constantly reframing my negative thoughts. This woman is constantly like pouring into me. He's not seeing any of that because his lens is negative.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And it's unfortunate. It's like now I start to feel like, eesh, are they going to be a good match specifically on this stuff? Because I could see Mecca, when an actual real argument comes about, not being able to repair, you know, because that ego is just hurt and hit and yada, yada, yada. So we'll see. I will say that, like I said, Belgially, love her. Like you said, think she's way more emotionally grounded and in a lot of different ways than Mecca is. But sometimes, you know, sometimes women, you know, especially in the younger years, I don't know what, they're in their 20s, right? Yeah. I think sometimes the guys take a little while to mature. It's not like a knock on them, you know. But I think sometimes they take a little while to get to where they need to be. But I think it's just because society as a whole, like, always is coming at women about like, oh, work on yourself, love yourself, be da 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 da. Like, we're told from day dot to work on ourselves and have self-esteem and da da da. And I think the world just assumes men will have it, and so it's not. They don't give them the tools, and so I think it's just a setup of like this society. But I say all that to say that I like their flow. I like their flow, but I do think that there's potential. Like, if he doesn't like really use this as an opportunity to grow, then it might be a little problematic. There was one confessional where he said, and that might be a little negative, and I was like, okay, maybe he's listening to Bella's redirection. But I will just say, like, as someone who has struggled with like needing validation and needing reassurance in the past, like, it is most definitely something where you have to, like, Mecca seems like someone where he really has to figure out how he has dealt with rejection, but I think also too how he can find like just happiness in his own life and in his own circumstance, because it's like, I think he's gonna, if they were to stay together, he's gonna be the one to swing them in all of these emotional back and forth, because he's constantly viewing things in this, like, it's like he's writing the end before it gets there. And when you're constantly doing that, you put the other person in a position where they constantly have to defend, constantly have to redirect. And I think it's just going to be exhausting. And to Bella's age, I wonder, like, will she be like, okay, I'm going to stay and fight this out because I said once I get married, that's it. And, you know, she has these dreams and these goals, or she's going to be able to set a boundary and say, like, if you don't fix this shit, I'm out. I feel like she'll do that if it gets to be too much. Like, if it's a little bit, she might work with it for a while. But I think if it's too much, like, 'cause she seems very clear. I don't have concerns about her in any way. Anything else on them, or do we want to get into Adam and Marissa?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into Adam and Marissa. Now, them I was not betting on. The first batch of episodes, I said, Adam, oh my God, like, ooh, burning fire. But these batch of episodes, they have turned a leaf for me. I'm like, okay, he ain't getting on her too much for wanting to drink. They seem like they're having a good time. They had all their cancer ingredient snacks on the bed when they had that little wide shot. Was like, we're here being bad. She seems like just calm enough and just fun enough for him, and vice versa. They have a lot of sexual chemistry. Clearly they're having sex and they're into each other. So I'm just surprised.
Yeah, it's also like she seems to be calm and what am I trying to say? I don't use this is the only word that comes to my mind, but compliant.
I was gonna say complimentary. Okay. She's very like, okay, you like that? Oh, all right.
But the reason why I say compliant is because I was like, something that little knee scratch moment, I'm like, he liked to dominate a little bit. He liked to dominate because he was like, right here, right now, okay? And so I was just like, he had him like to, and it just fits with how he even operates, playing the piano. He's like, we're gonna do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right now. And I feel like she gives a little bit of like, okay, like I thought she would be more edgy and more because them friends was cutting up at the wedding, and so I thought she was gonna be more like hell fucking no. But she's a little bit more like, okay, I'll go with the flow. And so I think that works for them. We'll see if the domination gets bigger, like if he tries to dominate more and more, or if it becomes a problem. But I was like, he definitely like a no right now. Yeah. Like, and sometimes that's all right. Sometimes it's all right, and sometimes it ain't. It's like back up. For real. Okay, just as long as you know. But okay.
Yeah, I need to see them get frustrated. Like, I need to see them not only get frustrated with each other, but I just need to see them in a moment of frustration, like in their own independent lives, and see how they show up as partners for one another. Yeah. Because I was also too like, it's Marissa because she's just meeting him. She's putting on this very docile, bat the eyelashes, cutesy wootsy, like yes baby, and ooh the cat. But we did see in the preview, he got all the damn cats. It's like a romantic moment where he was giving her a massage and the cat is right there, and now he going to go pet the cat when you supposed to be giving me a massage, and the girl allergic to cats. Yeah. That's what I saw in the preview coming up for the next episode.
I didn't even see the preview. So. That make me think of, I don't know if you've seen the little clip that's going around with Jake from Scandal letting the cat lick in his bowl of cereal and he ate.
Yes.
Yeah, girl, I said, child, that's why I like Fitz. That's why I always like Fitz, okay? But yeah, I can't do no cats. I'm actually personally afraid of cats. So that's doubly just like him. Yeah. Any situation where I'm getting a massage and cats, I'd be afraid that they're going to scratch me. Cats just do real quick shit, Yeah,
they do. So they do. But like also too, we're having a romantic moment. The animals don't need to be in here,
right?
And they definitely don't need to be tended to while you tending to me. The fuck.
She gonna have cat hair on her back with the massage oil. But yeah, they seem like they're going in a good direction. I don't really have a lot on them, to be honest. Yeah, this episode. It seemed like it was just a surprise.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get into Felipe and Tori. Felipe supposedly forgot that he cheated. He lets her know. Mm-hmm. She says she has been cheated on before. And I ain't gonna lie, Tori, when she said, I found out I got that U-Haul, packed my shit up, took that girl to a drink and got my shit up out of there, I said, and that's my type of girl. Yeah. That's my type of girl. Yeah. I like Tori. I like Tori.
And also, the way he was just talking, I was like, Felipe, first of all, like, why you pausing when she asking, do you think you're gonna would have a problem cheating or something? He just long ass pause. I don't think
monogamous.
So. Yeah, and it's just like, okay, do you or don't you, buddy? That's one. And then two, it's like, why are you sitting here acting like I'm not gonna cheat on you? She looks beautiful. It's not gonna make you not cheat. It's not. It's not. One day she is going to be the old woman next year. I'm not even talking about it's going to be when she's old. I'm talking about in a year, her looks are going to be old to you, and somebody else might catch your eye. It's like it's a within you thing. But I think he's just like, oh, she's so beautiful. I would never. Yeah. All these people, Beyonce's sister got a hit, Jay-Z in the elevator. You know what I'm saying? Halle Berry, come on, beauty is not going to stop this guy from cheating on you, and so. Not on her end, but on his end. It's not going to stop you from cheating. So get it together, Felipe.
Yeah, not only that, but I'm also wondering the way that they're not aligned spiritually, how that's going to work out down the line. Because she said for her, being part of being grounded is prayer through her religion and things like that. And she said, when I was cheated on and when I've gone through hard times, I pray. And her response, you know how at the end you say, we do it all the time on the podcast, and I literally, when she was like, I was like, no, because he said that he is agnostic or atheist, whatever he said.
He said atheist, and that's very different. Agnostic, you might could work with an agnostic,
right?
But atheist,
yes, he's saying there's no source There's no source, not a nothing. Okay. So I'm like, he don't know, right? And so that thing that you are believing, Tori, keeps people grounded and keeps people in good moral character. He does not believe in that, which is why he over here like, when you ask him, can he be monogamous?
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's gonna go down the line. And then they end up having sex, and she said she was feeling claustrophobic afterwards. It just came out. I was like, girl, that's information. Either the sex wasn't good, or it was something about it that your body was not accepting of. And I am big for, if the kitty ain't hurting, baby, if it ain't like jump me before, during, after, it ain't right. It ain't right. I feel like the kitty be talking to us and it knows. And so I'm like, girl, it was something in that exchange that did not feel spiritually, emotionally in tune with you and what you are looking for in a romantic experience. So you might want to go. You might want to leave. You might want to leave.
I'm not even sure why they paired an atheist with a Christian. Like, get out of here, y'all. Y'all supposed to be the matchmakers. Yeah, matching's supposed to be your business. Okay? I ain't got time. So.
Yes, that didn't make no sense. I said, child, this is about to be over. Okay.
Yeah. There are a couple that's giving me kind of concerns. I don't, we'll see, but it's giving, I mean, the one thing I would say about him is that he seems to be like, whatever you want to do, I'm good with, if you want to, for the kids.
But I think that's his infatuation. I think that is his, like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Like I said last batch of episode, this is his first bad bitch. So he like, I can't mess this up. And I feel like he's operating in that, even with all the things that he says. And he was just like, I've love bombed before, you know, and I want to make sure I'm not just like, I actually like her. And it's not that I'm infatuated by her. And I feel like him having his own concerns about that is a problem, because what are you here for? Like, are you here to die to the old versions of yourself and like be a husband, or do you feel like your patterns are still your patterns and you haven't addressed them well enough to show up as a good husband? And I feel like this is just the first pattern showing up. The second that has been highlighted is the fact that he's cheated and he don't know if he can be monogamous, and he feels like because you're beautiful, he just wouldn't do that to you. The third, his ass was late to everything in the pre-season. The fourth, his ass liked to party.
Yes.
Like, it's a lot. It's a lot here. The fifth, the boys, the other men said, I don't know if Felipe is going to make it.
They did.
So,
speaking of the little get together, I was like, why is Felipe sweating so much? Like, he was drenching, and so I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Like, sir, take a towel. Somebody, like, girl, get your man a towel.
I hate to body shame. because you can't control your sweat. But I was like,
oh, I'm like, maybe I can't body shaming. Like, I sweat.
Some people can't control how much they sweat.
I sweat like, oh my God. Like, every time I work out, instantly I sweat. Like, it's so I understand it, but that's what towels are for. You know what I'm saying? That's what towels are for. He need to keep a towel on him if that's his thing. But I just think he was hot, probably out there dancing, being all like Felipe-esque, you know, and was like, I'm having the time of my life. What? Camera interview? Yeah. And then like didn't wipe the sweat off.
Pat down. Yeah. I was saying body shade just because for me personally, I can't deal with somebody who like sweats profusely, like, because like if you sweat a whole bunch like during intercourse, I don't like. I remember being with somebody and like that sweat hit my forehead and it hit a few other places, and I was just like, oh, you gotta go. It's not.
That is hilarious.
Oh, baby. So your glands got to be a little bit less on you for me. You know, you working out, you doing other things, so cool, but
funny.
Maybe either that or just know the air need to be turned on a lot so you can put that motherfucker down, funny. Okay? Like, hey,
that's funny.
But yeah, do you have anything else on Felipe and Tori?
Nothing else on them.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into Courtney and Nick, honey. The awkward silences, the awkward laughs, the fact that she's like, "Can we have a good time? Can we have fun?" And I'm like, "Girl, you don't even want to." Like, you talking about push you in the pool, you don't even want to get in the beach water. You was talking about your wig and your weave. Then I'm so confused.
I think it's her.
It is her for sure.
I think it's her. But part of me wonders, her. Like on his end, like, are you just putting on? Because
it seemed like that moment he was asleep. And then he woke up. He was like, "Yeah, the marriage is great. Like we're having a good time. I enjoy her company." I'm like, "Boy, you lying."
Yeah, but I saw something. I didn't watch it because I'm like, "Damn, girl, don't be coming on here spoiling shit." But I saw something from her, Courtney, that was like, "Who the fuck did I marry?" Part 1, and I was like, "Scoop, scoop, scroll." Yeah, because I was like, I don't want to be spoiled, but I get it. Y'all not probably going in the right direction, but also wait to the end, you know? Wait to the end before y'all drop these things. But whatever.
Yeah, I'm not getting them at all, and they're saying that they're attracted to each other, but I'm like, you guys are having a hard time just like displaying simple affection. Yeah. And then for her to be like, well, I just don't want it to lead to anything. I just feel like that's odd. It's odd if you're attracted to him, right? Like, why would you just assume because you touch his leg that now that means it's sex?
She might not want sex, and that could be a fear for her because she gives me not as experienced in relationships or something like that. But maybe I don't remember what. Yeah, because it's like she's all overthinking. So it takes me back to middle school, high school, right? And there's sometimes for me, I was like clipping the lids closed, right? And so I was like, I'm scared to be in certain situations. That's how I felt. I'm like, oh, it feels like I won't be able to say no, or I'll feel pressured. And they are in this marriage. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if she's like, if I lean in, it's going to seem like, oh man, I'm going to have to have sex, and I'm not ready for that, right? Because I feel pressured. And I don't trust myself to be able to say no. I will feel too much pressure. And so I relate to what she's saying. To what she's maybe feeling, but about not wanting it to lead to something. But at the same time, it really does feel like, girl, this is like, I don't think you're ready to be married.
No, honestly, they're a little like exhausting and annoying to watch, in my opinion, because I'm like, you guys have so much to say in your confessionals, and then it's just like not translating in person. Like, I think it was some point that Nick said he feels like they are in the middle of the pack as a couple, and I'm like, why would you think that if you guys are barely kissing, barely showing affection, not having fun? You're saying you're having fun, she's saying y'all not having fun.
I mean, I think it goes to like this obliviousness that he's bringing, you know? And it's like, is he putting on or is he serious? I think he's putting on, but I don't know. And so when he looks at maybe they're not crashing and burning, maybe that's what he means, middle of the pack, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
But
they are, though.
I know, they just quietly like smoldering like fire that's just
they're just not yelling.
right. Okay, so anything else on them?
No, let's go into Michelle and Cameron. I will say on the positive end, I did like when they were talking about potentially adoption because of potential fertility issues. He was like, my sister's adopted, love it. So no issue. Where he definitely turned the corner for me was him, all of that talk about needing to run away, that it's too much. And I was with her when she was like, not to be, crazy or nothing, but why are you here? Like, because if commitment is so scary, why are you here, brother?
Yeah, and she the right one. Because I was like, I noticed how she asked that question. She used a lot of passive voice. She was like, how did you end up on a show like this? Like, because I would have been a little accusatory. You know what I'm saying? In the way I'm like, why did you even sign up for the show? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. As opposed to like, well, how'd you end up on a show like this? As if he's not the person filling out the application and, making the decision to go on. Right. But she seems to bring a very nice, calm energy. Yeah. And I think it's going to help. They rose up, and I actually think they might be all right.
Yeah, just a little.
Think they might be all right.
We'll see. He seems like he's coming around, and he's, giving the compliments and saying that he's having a good time. He said the airport was fun to just be around you. He talked about being afraid to live with somebody, and then mentioned like, okay, maybe it's not so bad, but I don't know. They're not all the way up for me.
Oh no,
we have to see how actually like living together goes.
Yeah,
because he talking about, he don't talk to dogs with baby voices. She talk about the dog is damn near my human. He giving dogs ain't humans. He already talking about got to vacuum every day because of dog shit. So we'll see if those little things where it's like if I was by myself, I wouldn't have to deal with these things, are something that he can kind of put to the side and compromise on. But I don't know.
Yeah. One thing that just popped in my head is I had this vision or this flash of like, what if this man just ghosts? Because it's like, it's too much and I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? And so I was feeling kind of okay for a little second about them, but also let me appropriately put it down into the top of the bottom.
Right. The top of the bottom.
Because that is always a dangerous thing with a man, is somebody who really, really, really values their freedom. And obviously is making decisions that do not align with their desires. Like, well, I guess their lifestyle, because he desires to not be alone, but probably at times, you know what I mean? Like at times. Right. And relationships probably are just too much work for him and in terms of what he wants. But he really probably just wants a girlfriend, but doesn't want to have to be out here in these dating streets and find the right one who's okay with not maybe being in his life all the time. I don't know, so I think he thinks this is going to be a fix, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like the timeline thing might also be an issue.
Well, she did say that she had to have a surgery, and so you have to have a year after, and so at a minimum, like she still got to have a surgery, she still got to have a year after. I think they got a good 2 years before they about to have kids, even try, Yeah,
so but even the conversation made him tweak a little bit. No, so I'm like, he
was very clear.
6 years?
Like, yeah, no, he was clear that he wants the years to be a little further back, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how the next drop of episodes do for them. But at least they're not on the bottom like the last couple. Unless you got more to say about them.
No, I was about to move on to Devon and Caitlyn, child.
Yeah, Devon and
they
Caitlyn.
On the bottom of the bottom.
They really are, and it's because of Caitlyn. I'm like, Caitlyn, why did you come on the show? Girl.
Correct.
Why are you here?
Seriously. I actually did not agree with the therapist when she was just like, I mean, it's only been 4 days or whatever she said to him. Because I'm like, I don't think the amount of standoffishness that she's giving is translating in this conversation. And it's making him seem like he's a little more needy than I think he actually is. Like even the gym conversation, it didn't seem like he had an issue with her going by herself. He was just like, you said you wanted me to go with you, and then you just popped up and left, right? And
yeah, I mean, they're not showing a lot. Like I meant to mention that on when we were talking about Nikki and Sean as well. They keep talking about all these things that happen, and then we didn't see them. And so I need to see a little bit more, because I could see him being a little on the needy side, but I also definitely think it's her. Like, it's her. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, even if you're a person that's more maybe anxious attachment, I don't know, or just you need more from the other person, sometimes it's calming. It can be activated by who you're with. And she's obviously, like, they're both activating each other. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's just odd though, because in her intro package she said that, she's basically been with shitty men, and so like you have this guy who seems like he's excited to provide, he's excited to be there for you, he wants someone that he can compliment and like he said, like, I want to court her, you know what I'm saying? And she's not really giving me anything, and so I'm like, Caitlyn, are there some things on her end where maybe she needs to work through some stuff, because she's bringing in some old things into this relationship, and it's making her feel like she is like, oh, I need to run. Something there isn't settled, because I'm like, usually, especially in an experience like this, because it doesn't seem like he's trying to like love bomb her. Like, that's not the vibe that I'm getting. I think he just wants it to feel like, okay, we're married and in a relationship and we're attracted to each other. You're talking about on our honeymoon that you need all this space, and you're bringing up like 24/7, and it's like, I'm not saying 24/7, girl. I'm just saying, can we act like we like each other a little bit?
But also, some days are going to be 24/7. Like, you
live
because you're on a honeymoon. Someone. Yeah. And it's like, this is your husband or your wife. Some days are going to be 24/7. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe y'all are traveling somewhere. Like, God forbid you go somewhere where it's 24 hours or 36 hours of traveling together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
real.
Some of these flights to get across the world, it's a lot, especially if you need to. So it's like, what are we talking about? Like, I would assume more 24/7 than not for a marriage, personally.
Especially in the beginning. And on top of that, like when they were talking about like their day-to-day schedule, and she's immediately like, well, you're not going to just be waiting around for me. And it's like, I would have been offended by that. Girl, why do you think I'm going to just be waiting around for you? Do you think all of a sudden, like, I'm centering you in my life? I'm just letting you know it ain't too much going on, and these are the things I do in my free time. But it's like she immediately jumped to that, and so I'm like, girl, this might not have been
Beyonce.
your...
Shit. Yes, she's thinking like he out here waiting for the show to drop.
Right. He's like, yeah, no, I understand you have a life. I have a life. Like, don't press it, honey. Don't press it. But yeah, they are crashing and burning. I think it was Adam who was like, if there's a couple that you felt like wouldn't be making it, and he was like, yeah, they just need to give it up. I'm with him. I agree. They most definitely need to just give it up.
And Sean and Nikki.
Yes,
the two of them.
As
like
well.
Rank. I think this is the end. I don't think we have anything else. Anything else I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say let's rank. Let's rank. Who you think on the top? Who you think on the bottom? Because what is this? 7 couples or 6?
Yes.
7. That was a lot.
7.
Last season was only like 5, right?
Yeah. No, I can't even remember.
Oh, actually, it is 5 because remember it was 5 marriages that they all said no.
Yeah.
And it was 5 of them. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam and Marissa, I feel like I'm gonna put them at the top, even though I would have had them at the bottom of the last batch.
Really?
But yeah, Adam and Marissa. I still put
Mecca and Bella at the top. I do.
I can't put them at the top.
You can't put them at the top?
I need to see more growth from him. I need to see him communicate better. I don't even think right now that this has the potential to be a healthy relationship. So I can't put them at the top.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm still putting them at the top with my layman eyes. I'm still putting them at the top because I think there's something in there that they just I mean I got to see a little bit more on his side, but there's something in there that I see that I feel like they're at the top, but also on Adam and Marissa, because it's like comparative, right? I think they got some issues coming, Mecca and Bella, but Adam and Marissa, I think that Adam factor is gonna show up. It's gonna show up.
Yeah.
And
it's gonna show up. But right now, based off this second batch of episodes, it feels like they're all right. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing happening where I'm like, oh, this is super unhealthy, in terms of who they are as individuals. And then I feel like Mecca and Bella and
I guess
Michelle and Cameron are like together on the same.
Michelle and Cameron. Okay.
Yeah. Michelle and Cameron, Mecca and Bella are on the same like second tier because both Mecca and Cameron have like these somewhat unhealthy things that they're bringing into the space where I'm like, how is this going to end up being worked on? And then after them, I think you have Felipe and Tori. I don't think they're necessarily going to work, but I don't think they're in the crash and burn like Nick and Courtney, Nikki and Sean and Devon and Caitlyn are. I think all 3 of those couples are crashing and burning.
Yeah, no, yes. I would put Mecca and Bella at the top. Then I'll put Adam and Marissa. I do think that they could possibly pull it out. And then I think Cameron and Michelle. And then I would put Tori and Felipe. And it's kind of like a race to the bottom. After that, it's like I would say I put Nikki and Sean at the bottom, and then I put did I put them below Caitlyn? I don't know. It's just a race to the bottom. I guess Nick and what's her name? I can't remember her name, but
Courtney.
Nick and Courtney, they probably would be up here, and then it's like Caitlyn and Devon and Nick and Sean. It's like I don't know who's on the bottom, but like they on the bottom, you know.
It's crazy because Nikki and Sean are like volatile, and then Devon and Caitlyn are. It's like so many emotions going on over there. Like y'all both crying already.
Yeah,
you know, like.
I actually would put Nikki and Sean at the bottom because it's just clear that there's just fundamental issues with Caitlyn and Devon. Maybe if Caitlyn can heal a little bit or get some type of like maybe they could, because they seem to have this attraction initially, and they just, you know, it seemed like it was there. There's something
the fundamental
that could
issue seem like it's there too, though, because
but I guess I'm saying like
I need space, like.
On
day 4. Like on day 4, she needs space.
I guess what I'm saying is there is something to save, as opposed to like Nikki and Sean. Like there's nothing to save. You know what I'm saying? Like there's at least some attraction, and like oh, we were vibing the first night. There's that to like, let's find that again. But like with Sean and Nikki, it's like fighting for what? Fighting to not be attracted to each other. Like what's happening? So I put them at the bottom.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, anything else on these drops of episodes?
No, I think that is it. If you made it this far, drop a white heart in the comments. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. If you're on Apple or Spotify, give us a 5-star rating, and we will catch you for the next drop of episodes. Bye.
Bye.